when it comes to friendship standards with our friends versus the people we're dating, I just kind of feel like naturally we allow the people we're dating more grace than we do our friends. And I don't know
It's because they
why.
got that peace.
Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
You ready to do this?
Let's get into it.
All right. Today we're going to be discussing double standards. You know, we talked about this earlier in one of our episodes about, why do we let men fumble the ball 47 times and we can forgive them over and over again. But as soon as our homegirl or our friend girl does one wrong thing, it's like, oh, you out of there, sis. Like, it's no grace for our girls.
It just depends on what happened. And the thing about what's different from a man and a friendship is the intimacy. You know what I mean? Sometimes intimacy can cloud your mindset, your judgment.
Ooh, what you trying to say is we be sprung on the D.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Yes, very much so. You can give a couple chances or, dismiss a few things. If it's way laying it down, you can get past some things. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes your friend, or a homegirl probably don't even put in that much work. So it's just like you're okay with just ending it because
she's low effort.
Yeah,
anyway.
low effort anyway.
Friendship
right.
Anyway. So you just like,
right. You just can be like,
yeah.
Just you know what? I'm cool off her anyway. You know what I mean?
But on the other hand, old boy putting in
work. He
work.
putting in work. So it's like,
I can let him slide a little bit. He can skate a little bit for now.
It just depends on him skating. But it's like if it's deal breaker things, like if he's just, like I said, treating you bad, I'm not dealing with somebody that treats you bad because automatically in my head, you hate me. So if I put you in that category as you hate me, I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do with you because I feel like, you just hate me. But if you just doing things and you're unknowingly doing them and not realizing and saying like, oh, babe, I forgot to call you after I ate dinner or something like that. You know what I mean? Like just something minute, something petty, Right. I'm cool with that because I feel like the person that likes you isn't going to bed without talking to you.
Right.
Or the man that likes you, he's not going to go all day without calling you. I don't care. Ain't no man busy enough to not call you or talk to you. Like, cause the person that they like, they want to be chatting.
They want to be in their skin.
Yes, they want to know how your day going. They want to know what you're doing in your day. So I feel like, it's about the kind of person you're dating and dealing with.
I just feel like we gonna cut our girl off for one mistake, but we gonna let him run amok. Like
no,
that don't sit well.
That's
with
why
me.
I said it's not a muck because I don't even deal with men running mucks now. If anything, I'm the one running a muck. Like you know what I mean? Not per se, but I'm just saying like I don't give guys that much grace. I feel like it's guys outside. It's always a better guy. So I don't feel like I have to put up with too much or nothing. Like my cutoff game is very strong, and you know that. Like a lot of time, like you had to be a good dude, and like over and over, you was being good to me. And like I said, you just have some struggle areas, and that's where the giving time and time again can come in effect if you just have those struggle areas.
Okay, I just feel like when it comes to friendship standards with our friends versus the people we're dating, I just kind of feel like naturally we allow the people we're dating more grace than we do our friends. And I don't know.
It's because they got that peace.
But it's like, can we, when we sit back and like really analyze the situation, it's like, okay, yeah, you may be laying it down or whatever, but it's like, is that enough?
No,
is that enough to let me keep letting you slide?
No.
And
that's what I said. It's definitely a rule of what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like I said, if he's running amok, you gotta know that you gotta get out of there because it's no respect there, and I automatically would feel like he hates me. Like that's what I put in my mind.
That's what
Oh,
helped
like,
you get up out
that's
of there
what.
quick.
Yeah, that's all my life. Like that's what helped me get over a man, and I'm not gonna be crying over no man or whatever the case may be. No matter how hurt I am or even bothered. Like sometimes I don't even think I get to the point where I'm like super hurt. It's just like I be more mad that like I let you in for a certain amount of time, or
Or
I
you
just
wasted
let you in
my
my, yeah, or
time.
you I
Yeah.
let you in my full space. But far as just like you running amok, I ain't going for it.
Okay. Cause I'm just like, with the forgiveness pattern when it comes to our partners and our relationships, it sort of, it's biased because in our friendships we have like a zero tolerance policy. With our girls, it's like, okay, she did this, I'm cutting her off. But with a man, sometimes it's just like, okay, he did that, but girl, it wasn't that bad. We are making an excuse, or we'll keep making excuses for the man.
That's what
And
I'm saying. It just depends on what the man is doing, because I feel like your friends should know better. Like they know you, or they've been around you, or it's just like certain things you just know or whatever without speaking. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's boundaries. I ain't trying to cross that boundary with my friend because I know it was gonna upset her or it's gonna hurt her feelings. You know what I mean? You gotta
right,
know this. And that's just like, I feel like I broke something off with one of my friends because, you know what I mean, she made a post and addressed her other friends, and then I was absent from that. And it was probably an unconscious
okay,
mistake,
okay,
but I took it as, what you don't fuck with me? You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm not one of the friends. I'm not in the friend group.
right.
But it
So
was
you feel like it could have been an unconscious bias that she left you off her
right.
friendship post, that it could
Right.
have possibly not been intentional.
It definitely. So that's
Right,
why I said it. And it took some time for me to gather myself and to realize that, you know what, she could have.
right,
It's hard for me to believe you forgot about me, but
right.
when I heard her side, I do feel like it was definitely an unconscious mistake.
Okay. So would you say that communication on both parts helped y'all get through that situation?
Yes, I do agree, because at that moment I didn't want to talk or whatever, because I just felt like, I was being one-sided to myself, and to just say like, okay, nah, it's no way she could have forgot about me because we've been such good friends for so many years. And then on her side, it was just like, I just was kind of really addressing these friends that, not they feel like I'm closer to you than I am to them.
Right,
I'm just addressing them. And it wasn't nothing else really behind it.
right,
And it was just like, for me, I'm like, what are you doing?
yeah,
Are we cool or what?
right, right,
And in reality, I know that she loved me and she got my back and she is a friend to me. But it's just at that moment, it kind of took me off guard.
right. And this is not like a thing for her. This is not like a
Right.
pattern. This is like a
No,
one off
that was
kind
a
of
one off,
situation.
because I never experienced that with her. She never made me feel that she wasn't a friend to me.
So you and it sounds like to me you had to do a accountability check. You had to check
Yes.
yourself and be like, okay, this is like a one time thing. She's never done anything like this like this to me before. So let me sit down and really like analyze
Right.
where we got, where
We
we
went
went
wrong.
wrong. And
Right.
then sounds like y'all had a conversation and y'all had to redefine y'all friendship.
Right. And I didn't really take others' opinion. And I didn't really want others' opinion because, they don't know the
Right.
dynamic of our friendship. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's just like, sometimes, when you can bring others into a situation and they have a strong liking for you or they love you as a
Right.
friend, they could just take, something that one of your friends did the wrong way and just
Right.
start just being like, oh no, she meant that, or you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
You just never know how they may perceive it. So I just took it upon myself, and as I thought about it, as days went on, I knew that I did miss my friendship, and I know that, she mattered to me.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, like
Right.
that's what I felt about it, and it was something really small like that. Now, if it was a bigger situation, I probably wouldn't have cared so much, but that was an Instagram post. I felt like it was petty.
Right. Okay. All right. When did you feel you were harder, or when did you realize you might be harder on your friends than you are on your man? I mean, me personally, I don't feel like I'm harder on my friends than I am on my man. I
No,
feel like I really
I stand on men's neck because I feel like I just can't. I don't like to be with somebody that I feel like they hate me or they don't like me or something like that. Like for me, if you're moving funny, you hate me. Automatically I go to you hate me and I just stop talking to you. Like it doesn't go from, oh, he just having a bad day and oh, he just fell asleep. Like I hung around dudes all my life to know that like, or if a man started saying, oh, he fell asleep early or he
Right.
got somebody else, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Or if, he's just saying, oh, I'm so busy. I ain't get to call you today. Like, what you mean? Like, I never had that really happen to me. So if that was to happen to me, I'm gonna cut you off because I know you either got somebody else, you're lying about something, or it's somebody because somebody that like you, they want to be in your skin, literally.
Yeah, I just feel like I naturally have more grace for women, and I mean that could be biased.
I do too.
But I feel like I naturally just have more grace for women because I am a woman, and so I can relate to the emotions of women and the things that we go through. So I think I naturally just have more grace for women. So when women are, harder on their friends or don't allow their friends the grace that they allow men, sometimes it can be, disheartening. But I think when girls or when women do that, I don't think sometimes they even notice that they're doing it. I don't think they even are aware that they're allowing a man the grace that they, potentially
Cause
could be
like I said,
allowing their
a
friends.
lot of women can be, stigmatized.
Yes.
And so that could be a big thing in in the friendship because
Right.
some women have like they probably been single for a while and then they finally got somebody. So they're putting off oh, anything I can do to keep him around. You know what I mean? They just trying to be that person so that they can have somebody. So sometimes it can be like, oh, if she giving me, some
Mhm.
problem and I want to be with my man, you know what I'm saying? No
Right.
matter what. Like
Right.
I'd rather cut her off than to cut him off or whatever the case may be. So I can understand it, but I'm just not that type of person. Like I'd rather give my friends grace because they're gonna be here without after the relationship, during the relationship, my friends I'm
Right.
speaking of, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
They're gonna like if he was to break my heart right now, I can count on my friends to come and console me, you know what I'm saying, and be there for me.
Right.
But far as a man, they can go on to the next woman and just be like, oh, bye, deuces.
Is there anything that you would forgive your man for that you wouldn't forgive your friend for? I forgive you for cheating, but he gonna have to go down.
Yeah, that's what
If you step outside the friendship and think you finna go get another bestie, I, I may just forgive you. It's gonna be penalty. It's gonna be
right.
consequences, but I probably can get over it. But
Right.
if my man go out and think he gonna find another woman, then I'm gonna have to draw the line.
Listen, if you cheat, that probably that one, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta be some grace somewhere. And it had to be a talk of like what happened there.
Right.
Cause it could have been me. I could have been, real bitchy at this moment.
Right.
I probably wasn't at like communicating. I probably wasn't talking to him. I probably just was like brushing him off, wasn't intimate with him. I just was, being cold. It's
Right.
it's that different scenarios that could have happened what
Right.
made him straight off. And I probably, when he was trying to talk to me, I probably didn't want to talk. I just probably brush him off, brush him off, brush him off. And then, he been cheated.
Mhm.
And when I say cheat, this is a one-time thing.
So you get a one
Yeah, like,
time
yeah.
off and
Right. That's what I'm
then
saying. I'm not like encouraging my man to
right.
cheat, but
Right.
I'm saying that I wouldn't probably leave at that moment if it was something in that range that it was just me. I probably got in my bubble and I started shutting down because that
Right.
does happen. Like
Right.
sometimes I could get into my head and I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
And I'm learning and I'm growing from that, but I can accept that. We can
Right.
come to the table and we can talk about it. But if you're consistently cheating on me or you're consistently doing things to hurt me or bother me, I can't deal with you.
Right.
But I feel like with my friend, I don't really I'm really not a selfish person. I understand life and I understand that, you've met
Right.
wonderful women, you know
Right.
what I mean? And
Right.
you have a
A
few
good
friends,
circle of friends.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you do call them, like, you know what I'm saying, your
Right.
best friend or something like that, it really isn't triggering to me
Right.
because I know,
You know your place. You
yeah, I
know
know
where
my
you
place and I
stand.
know the weight that I hold
Right.
or whatever in a friendship with you. And
Right.
I know, like, it's not just a friendship. Like,
Right.
the foundation
We
we have
family.
is family.
Yeah.
It's a sistership. I can go around your family
Right.
and just post up and just be
Right.
there and
Right.
not feel out of place.
Right.
So I don't feel like, oh, if somebody else, is near and dear to your heart, that you kicking me out. So, best friend,
What's up, best friend?
why are we so quick to say she should know better?
Oh, that's a good question. I think we hold these unspoken expectations over people where we feel like, they know us or they should know us based on the time we've been around them or the time we spent together. But I mean, sometimes that could not necessarily be true. Like she should know better. Like, yeah, I'm observant and I pay attention to my friends but some I don't catch everything. I'm human. So some things I might not pick up on. And so when you saying, "Oh, she should know better." Yeah.
Okay, so I have a scenario. So, what about, say for instance, your friend just calling your man for every inconvenience, you know what I mean, or something like that. Like, shouldn't she know better, or what is that?
Ooh. Okay, when you put it like that, she should definitely know better. It's First of all, we've already discussed boundaries, and that's a boundary for me. You should not be calling my husband, especially with not talking to me first and opening up that line of communication like, "Oh, hey sis, where Eli or where your brother, where he at? Is it okay if I speak with him or, let me talk to him?" Like, I don't think you should just be calling my husband every day asking for things or expecting things. That's
So
kind of
she
weird to
right,
me.
so she should know better.
She should definitely know better.
Okay. So see, that's where I'm going with things, because those are the things that I feel like, is unspoken. I shouldn't have to
Right.
tell you that. I shouldn't have to tell you, you don't have to be all up in my man's face, or,
Right.
trying to be a soul sister and brother. It's cool. You know what I
Right.
mean? We all around each other. We can all mingle, but the extra friendliness, some people have that, and it's awkward. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I feel like you should know better.
Yeah, should definitely know better than to call my husband and be asking for things or be inappropriate. That's inappropriate. That's
Right.
a hard boundary that you should not cross. And
Because
that's
some
common sense.
No, because some women will feel like, oh, that's her man, that's my man, not my man, but they feel so entitled,
You should
because
never feel that entitled to anyone's spouse.
I
That's a
agree.
red flag.
I agree.
That's a problem.
I agree. But like I said, some friends do, just feel like, oh, that's my brother. I can just call, or I can just call him, or I can
Right.
just hit him up, or I can just,
And
you
then when
know.
you're in those situations like that, you should also think in terms of, would you like somebody calling your spouse? Because you have to look at things from every point of view. So
But
I
son,
always look at things from my point of view. So it's like, okay, would I like somebody doing it to me? If
right.
I'm not gonna like you doing it to me, I'm not gonna do it to you.
That's what I'm saying. They should know better. And sometimes, like you just said, it's unconsciously they're probably doing it, but you should know better.
Definitely should know better.
So when do a friendship become a one strike game?
For it to be one strike with me, it has to be something very serious that you've done. Like, you have to have really crossed me up in like a bad way because I don't really take offense to much,
So what it will
but
have to be?
anything involving family is a hard line for me. When you do something that involves like disturbing my family or my peace or my home dynamic, it's probably gonna be a one strike. Yeah. It's gonna
I
be a one
agree.
strike you out of here.
So best friend, how can we communicate our needs to our friends? Like, maybe you're empty off something, and you need a recharge, and you just need that energy from a friend. Like, how do you communicate that?
I say that's a simple fix. I mean, that's as simple as picking up the phone and calling your friend and saying, "Hey, best friend, I need you to pour into me a little more.
Right.
I'm feeling drained. I'm burnt out. I'm feeling down. I would really love if you could just pour a little more into me this week. I appreciate that. I
I
think
like
that's simple.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, kind of deal with silent battles, and I feel like sometimes it's not communicated. It's hard to communicate sometimes because you don't want to seem like the needy friend. And I'm one of those people. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I can be a little on the empty side, and I might need a little recharge.
But you
But
don't know
I'm
how to
too,
reach
yeah, I
out.
don't know how to, say that, or I feel like I'm being needy when I know that it's people, well, that my friends have other things going on in their lives as
Right.
well. So I don't want to come off as, you know, I,
Like you being
I'm
selfish
being
or
selfish, or
yeah.
I'm just being too needy. So it's just like,
Yeah, I
can
mean,
you pick up on that, or is it
sometimes you
just
can't pick up on it because like you said, it's something that you do all the time. It's something that you can hide well. So
right,
sometimes I might not be able to pick up on it as easily, especially because we're long distance now. We're
right,
not in the same city. We don't live in the same city. You live in Florida, I live in Texas. So I don't get to lay eyes on you every day. I
right,
think it's if I get to lay eyes on you, I can pick up
right,
what you're going through because I can see you. I can put things in
right,
perspective. But if we're talking over the phone, it's harder for me to pick up on when you're going through stuff.
right.
If I
Yeah,
see you, I can pick up on it. But if I'm just hearing you talk over the phone, it's easier for you to mask that
right. I
with
agree.
me.
So how do you feel about having difficult conversations? Like, are you open to those difficult
I'm open to
conversations?
difficult conversations. I like difficult conversations because I feel like that's where clarity comes in. That's where we get the answers that we need. So I don't mind having the difficult conversations. I think the difficult conversations are what make the friendship stronger. That's what makes the friendship easier because when we have those difficult conversations, it's like there's nothing left on the table that, can separate us. We having all the hard talks, we dealing with all the rough times. So it's like, what can break us? We in constant communication. We talking about the things that we don't like about each other. We're open and honest, and we don't feel like we're being, judged about it. We're taking the criticism. So I like having hard conversations because it helps me. I mean, it helps make me a better friend. Because sometimes I might get on my stuff where I could tap out sometimes. I'm
Right,
not always like tapped in. Sometimes I can get distant and tap out. I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm busy. I'm on the move a lot. I'm hopping city to city. I'm in 3, 4, 5 cities a week. And so sometimes it's easy for me to zone out.
right,
So, I mean, in cases like that, if you were to come to me and be like, "Best friend, what's up? Like, what's going on? I ain't heard from you. Like, what's going on?" Then I could be like, "Oh, girl. Oh, I'm so sorry, child. I'm jet lagged.
right,
I'm jet lagged. I'm just tired. Ain't nothing, it ain't nothing. I'm just jet lagged. I'm just tired." And I think that just that small bit of communication can help you understand, okay, like my best friend not going like blank on me or she
right,
not like tuning out the friendship. She just tired. She
right.
been on 3 planes this week.
And
She
it's
done
nothing personal.
hop 6 countries. Like, for instance, like now you're pregnant. I know it's gonna be plenty of days that I call you that you like, "Oh, girl, I couldn't get to the phone, honey. I was tired. This has been the first day I've been able to sleep since having the baby."
Right.
You think Imma be mad with you? Nah, best friend, I get it. I
Right, but
understand, like
and I exactly, but some people find that offensive. You know what I mean? If you don't call them every day, or if you don't call them every other day, they feel like it's some tea, like it's a problem, it's an issue. And that's the thing that I love about us the most. It's like, no, we're not going to probably go a week without talking to each other,
right,
but we can give each other a little space to know, like, okay,
right,
she might be tired these last couple of days,
right,
or she just might be busy. Her and her man probably
right.
just doing a lot of things, or y'all just all, just
Yeah,
something going on where I don't feel like it's a problem there.
right,
And in a lot of friendships I see nowadays, it's like if you're not calling them, updating them every day or every other day, they're gonna feel like it's a problem, it's an issue.
If you can't go a period of time without talking to your friend and then call them after you've gone that period of time and y'all pick up and be right back where y'all left off on the same page, something is wrong. Like you holding a grudge against me because I needed to, pull away for a minute to do
For
something for
myself.
myself. You get me? So like, yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people are needy like that. That's what I was speaking
Yeah.
about, the neediness. Some women are just that needy
Yeah.
that they don't have it for themselves. So it's like they need their friends
Right.
to like keep them uplifted. And
Yeah.
without that,
And I'm
they're
all for uplifting my friends, but baby, you gotta be an advocate for yourself. You need to
yes.
uplift yourself sometimes.
That's
Like,
why I
I'm
said
not gonna be around all the time to uplift you. So, you need to speak words of affirmation over
right.
your life and you need to uplift yourself. Like, I'm gonna do my part in uplifting you, but you also gotta do your part and uplift yourself.
And I think that's the thing for me. I really don't kind of like needy friends. Like
Yeah.
like I really don't mind. Like I pour into my friends for
Yeah.
sure. But I feel like the neediness that could be very much so draining for me because not all the time I even want to talk. Like no, it's no tea, no shade. It's just like I don't want to sit on the phone today. Like I'm
Right.
burnt out. I work, have a man, I
Right.
gotta cook, clean, or do whatever. I
Right.
gotta just tend to
You
myself.
got other priorities
Right.
outside of this friendship, and that's perfectly fine.
And exactly. And I should feel like it's okay. So it's like with needy friends, I think that's too much for me to take on.
Right.
So
You
I,
feel
I
like
avoid.
they don't understand when you need to pull back a little bit. They don't wanna give you that time. They can't
Right.
understand you taking that
So
time.
I avoid needy friends.
Okay. I get it.
So
Mm.
best friend,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you gonna show up for your girls in 2025? Like what's different about this year that you want to do differently and to just, probably become a better friend or do things differently or just I don't know, just like make your friends probably feel maybe special, more special than you
Make them
already
feel more
do, or
seen.
more seen, more heard.
Yeah.
Like what do you think this year will consist of with your girls?
Okay, this year I think what I wanna do with my girls is although we are in different states, like, because of course, I live in Texas. A lot of my friends don't live in the same state as I do. Prioritize friend dates. We need to prioritize getting together, whether it be once every couple months, once a quarter, or whenever our schedules will allow, whenever time will allow, we need to get together, get out and let our hair down, like enjoy ourselves, talk, discuss things, get together so we can lean on one another and have those sister moments where we bond and we put everything on the table and we redefine the friendship so that it can evolve and it can, get better. I think putting time into a friendship is very important because the more time you put in, the more you understand your friends, the more you learn about your friends, and I think it's important that we make that a priority in 2025 because I know a lot of times we can get busy and we can keep putting it on the back burner and it's like, okay, we're going to get together then. We're going to get together next week. Okay, we're going to get together next week and then 2 years went by and we
Right.
ain't got together.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna start prioritizing like, okay, once every 2 months, we gonna get together, whether it be brunch, lunch, dinner,
Right.
and we gonna do something.
I think for me, 2025, I feel like I want to just send my girls flowers every now and again. You know what I mean? Just
Yes.
make them
Give
feel
them their
important.
flowers.
Give them their flowers. Like, make them feel that I see them as well.
Right.
Appreciation, put forth a little more effort because I know that each year that goes by, we get older and older, and life happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're in all different spaces in life. One might be single, one might be
Right.
married,
Right.
but we all should be able to get that same appreciation from your one friend. So
Yeah.
I feel like I want to give my girls flowers.
You
You know
wanna
what I
give your
mean?
girls they
Yes, I want
flowers,
to give them their
yeah. Ooh, I
flowers.
love that. I love that for me,
Yes.
girl. Ooh, you know what kind of, flowers I like, best friend?
What kind of flowers?
Imma put it in my early,
What kind of flowers you like, best friend?
girl, so I like tulips, I like roses, I like
Okay.
gardenias.
Okay. I'll be sending you some. Be on the lookout.
Alright. Okay, so would you say that basically this year we're gonna work on evolving our friendships, leveling up our
Yes, and
friendships,
showing up more.
showing up more.
I feel like sometimes, we don't probably show up as much as we could.
Right.
You know what I
We
mean?
get caught
Because
up
we
in
get
day to
caught up
day.
in day to day.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be frank. They done knocked a couple hours off the day. So I
You
feel
feel like
the
time is
days
speeding by.
racing by. So I feel like,
The more
take a
time,
second.
yeah.
Take a second and evaluate, what's the people around you
And what's
and
important.
what's important. That's what I agree with. And that goes for even family too. You know what I mean? Just being like, even if it's a cousin that you were close to,
Right.
and you're probably not as close to them. You know what I mean? Show them, I appreciate you still. I love you. Like,
Right.
not just on a sad occasion or a
Right.
bad event or whatever.
Right.
It's just like randomly.
Not on a birthday. It don't gotta be a birthday or a holiday. It could
Exactly.
just be a regular Tuesday.
Exactly.
Here,
And you
girl, I
just
sent you some flowers. I love you.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. A simple I love you. And you don't know, like, they could have been going through something.
Yeah.
And then they seeing that they just like, oh my gosh, my girl love me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And it's just like, just to make us feel special. It don't always take a man to make a woman feel special. It's like,
Right.
once your friend, they can uplift you as well. They can
Right.
give you
They can
that,
pour into you and give you
right. They
that
can
same
give you
kind
that
of, yeah.
that spark that you was missing.
Right.
Because like I said, friendships is a commitment. Friendships is a mutual respect. Friendships can be a relationship as well.
Right. Yeah.
And you have to put in
You have to
work.
put in work like a relationship. It is a
Right.
relationship. You gotta put in work in the same way.
So I feel like my girls that's in my life, I want to make them feel seen. I want to like make them feel special and to
Right.
know that like they're in my life for a reason, not just to be a hangout girl or a
Right.
brunch girl
Right.
or you my girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. We showing up this year and we giving flowers. We
Right, we
showing up
showing
for our
out.
girls and we giving them flowers.
Right, we showing out.
I
Period.
like that. I love that actually. All right, best friends. Same time, same friendship. See you on the next episode.
Bye guys.
Bye.